At NESSACTION, we work in democracy and governance to build the capacity of public sector institutions through training and capacity building for staff, election observation, youth sensitization around elections, and we use entertainment and social entrepreneurship to fuel their interests and our work as well.
Great leadership, which our people do deserve and they could have in the future, as long as they have information about what really works for successful societies, which we would want to become a part of in the near future.
Are you ready to become a leader and make a real difference in your community? Introducing Leadership in Action, a mentorship guide for young changemakers by NESSACTION, under the visionary leadership of Ambassador Eniola Cole. As part of the NESSACTION Mentorship Program, this comprehensive guide empowers young leaders with essential skills in leadership, advocacy, and civic engagement. With practical insights and real-life examples, you'll discover how to navigate the complexities of leadership, build effective networks, and drive positive change. Leadership in Action is your roadmap to becoming an ethical, impactful leader. Join the movement. Be the change. Lead with action. Also tune into the Leadership in Action podcast series all day every day on YouTube at Unlimited TV 247 and gain remarkable insights from our formidable team of experienced mentors. Like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. Leadership in Action, a mentorship guide for young changemakers, because the future belongs to those who lead. Available now on www.nessaction.org. Click the link to get it now and be on your way to the top. See you at the top.
Welcome to the Leadership in Action podcast series. I'm Ambassador Eniola Cole, and today we'll discuss policy development and analysis. On this episode, you'll learn how to understand policy-making processes, you'll learn techniques for policy analysis and development, and you'll also recognize the role of research and data in shaping policy. Policy development involves creating guidelines and rules to address specific issues. Policy analysis is the process of evaluating the effectiveness of these policies. What are the steps in policy development? 1. Identify the issue. Understand the problem that needs addressing. 2. Research. Gather data and analyze existing policies. 3. Develop solutions. Propose new policies or changes to the existing ones. For policy analysis, 1. Evaluate impact. Assess the effectiveness of the policy. 2. Consider alternatives. Explore possible solutions. And 3. Make recommendations. Suggest improvements based on your findings. We're privileged to talk to the chair of Open Data Council of Sierra Leone, Yeama Thompson. Hear what she had to say.
Okay, my name is Yeama Thompson. I'm the CEO of the Initiatives for Media Development and the founder and publisher of Salone Fact Checker, a fact-checking platform, which I always promise is the first fact-checking platform in Sierra Leone. I'm also a data enthusiast, and I've also served in different capacities in Sierra Leone as a commissioner for the Right to Access Information Commission, and also managing director for the Sierra Leone News Agency. So I wear several hats, but let me name this few for now. I think one has to find oneself in all of these discussions, where you best fit to contribute, and not only to contribute, but to contribute meaningfully. I have always had the desire to contribute meaningfully to the development of the media in Sierra Leone. So I find that space as a space where I can move policy discussions, whether it's on gender, education, health, but using the media as a backdrop and my strength. So yes, with the passing of the law in Sierra Leone, I am in the media space. So one of the quickest way I thought I can contribute to the implementation of the GIA law is to see how best we can mainstream it into all media development policies. And one such way is during the elections in Sierra Leone. We cannot have a media which is under reporting women's issues, and we have a law which clearly says that we should now have at least 30% representation of women in politics. So how can we support such women to get these positions if we're not amplifying and using their voices in the media? And so during the development of the regulations of elections reporting, I participated in that process. I was not invited initially. I had the discussions was going on, and I called the Independent Media Commission, which was leading the discussions, and I wanted to be part of these discussions. Firstly, I have done a survey on it, on women elections in 2012, and that survey followed by United Nations Women clearly stated that women are underreported in the news, especially during elections. So with those survey findings in hand, I participated in the discussions and strongly recommended that the regulations for journalists reporting in elections should include the gender perspective into it. And finally, I could probably say through my participation and recommendations which were also brought by male colleagues, we had it as a free clause in reporting guidelines that if the reports are not gender sensitive, then the media is at risk of not responding adequately to the regulations. So, as a young student, my advice is that you should know your stuff. You should always come prepared to the table, because as soon as you contribute with knowledge, you have your data ready, whether it's research that you participated in or something that you have read that you know that is credible, you can use that to make your case and contribute to the discussions and ensure that gender and especially women's empowerment issues are represented in policies. There are always challenges in policy discussions because people have their own agendas. You come to the table and there are several agendas, but then there is one clear objective for each policy. So how do you bring your agenda to the table? And I always say the challenges will always be there, but then you need to contribute in a manner in which you'll be able to buy the attention or bring the attention of other members who are involved in the policy discussions to see where you're coming from. And that can only be done through credible data, credible information. I'll give my daughter an example. My daughter has always been interested in working with refugees, displaced people, and the marginalized. I think that was born out of the result that she always knew with me when I was a refugee, so it had an influence on her. And so from high school, she was very interested in working with the displaced communities. And she was able to work with a few friends, I think 2 or 3 friends. And every year, they go around taking loose clothing, food, collect them and share with the private communities. And that for her was a start. And then when she went to university, she was able to galvanize a few other people into action. And then she followed with friends of what is happening around her interest area, which is working with displaced communities. She read and researched a lot around it. She also went through the laws on what was available to support this type of communities, because research, you just don't go and shout. You also have to know what is obtaining, where are the gaps, and where can you best contribute. And then from there, she started engaging with the lawmakers in our community to see how they can support this mission. So, again, in your own small way, you can contribute. It doesn't mean you have to be there where they're actually writing the policy. Then you can make the right noises, you can promote societal discourse around it, and you can hold YouTubers accountable in different ways. Not through violence, but through proper engagement. So that is why I always emphasize, make the right noises, talk to the right ears, do your research well, identify the gaps, and see how best you can contribute to policy discussion. But I see in Nigeria, especially in West Africa, I'm in Africa, we have been socialized to think differently about women and girls. And I'm really proud that our young girls are now standing up. They still are trapped within that social construct. And so you are going to be in a world where patriarchy exists and is to the right. And sometimes it's shocking when you're leaving your parents' home and see that this is what the real world looks like. Your father that was, you saw as your king and everything, maybe respecting you, and then you come and see, no, this is how the real world operates. Sometimes can be a shock to your system. I always say, let your shock absorbers ready. But always look at the goal. Even the kitchen sink will be thrown at you if you're not careful. But always look at the goal and know where you're coming from and know where you're going. Thank you. No problem. No problem.
She said no problem, so it's a yes. So much to learn there. Effective policies are based on thorough research and analysis. So without research and analysis, you may not be able to develop an effective policy. And that's it for today. I've been your host, Ambassador Eniola Cole. Thank you for being on the Leadership in Action podcast series. Bye now.